Our 1997 Euteneier family reunion. They just pulling in on Friday. It's Tammy's little pooper. Toby. This is Marissa.
You lazy.
And Mom Jerry. Jerry, wave. John and Harold chewing the fat. Leonard helping Leslie set up her and Don's tent. Kind of watching you forever. Don's getting his palace ready here. Kind of windy, but it's nice and cool. And Clifford's pretending like he's helping.
Yeah, usually it turns out perfect. This one, you just go. And yeah, and it's perfect. It's just perfect on your back. Yeah, it's called thermarest. It's great for you.
Get it, lass. Hey, Wayne.
Hi there.
Say hi.
How are you,
Hi.
lady?
Say hi. Irene, what are you doing?
So we'll run up and down the trails.
This is Brandy, Bruce's daughter. Huh? What are you doing, Kyle? Ah, got him. Justin, say hi. Who are you?
Let's go show it to Grandma.
Who are you? Justin, who do you belong to? Huh? Who are they?
Ken and Jerry.
Yeah, Ken and Jerry Fox. This is their son, Justin. Why?
To wipe up the trash that I spilled.
Huh? You did what? What'd she do, Les?
Coffee all over.
Try now.
I wouldn't.
Just the sibling.
Oh, okay. No, you won't have to take a bath now, girl.
Yeah, right.
You had a coffee bath. That's good for you.
Yeah, it must do something for your skin.
Must be. I've heard
Oh, too bad. Yeah, I was going to say.
But she said she just couldn't drive that far. The one that came to the hospital when she
What are you doing?
had surgery and stuff. It seemed really nice, but she said, I just can't drive that far.
And shoot, that's not very many blocks from her house.
Go ahead. No, this is your mother.
This has to be recorded.
She wants to record me talking about my
Go
son.
ahead. Talk about your...
This is the
He
son.
makes his food and he has to bury it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm always finding little chunks of dog food in my briefcase, and we have area rugs on the floor, and they're under area rugs and everything. Turn around and dig that grass up, and oh, he's growing up.
Oh, good grief.
What was it that he does, Tal? What's he
He
do?
turns around, kicks his little feet, and digs up that grass when he goes poop.
How are you?
There's the famous fire started without gas or antifreeze.
Oh no, it was charcoal starter.
Oh, charcoal starter, Venus says. Oh, we knew they had to have something.
Jack had to get it out.
Care of our.
Get Dina why she's not looking at me because she never wants to have her picture taken.
What do you got in the little red box?
I'll trick her.
Are you guys getting in the beer already?
Yeah, Dean is.
Here's the rabbit feeder. Hey, Colton.
He's looking around for the rabbit feeder. Oh, excuse me.
Hey, Colton, did they eat the graham crackers? Huh?
Me too.
They ate Brianna's graham cracker.
And they ate Trix.
Did they eat Trix?
They were eating the cereal.
Huh?
I didn't eat crackers.
Did the rabbits eat the graham crackers? The rabbits ate the graham crackers.
What's the matter, Dina? Does he look like Hillbilly? Where are you going? Where's your pass? There goes Wayne.
Oh my goodness sake.
Perfect, Bill.
How about that?
Come on, Keith. No, it's Brianna.
That's right. I've got it. What are you?
Almost. What are you doing? Reading? Are you supervising? Nice pool.
I didn't want her to see where I was going.
Sandy. There's Frida and Clara.
It's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, oh yeah.
So bad that we've covered the whole thing with a sheet this year. We're hoping we can eat. There's plenty of food.
Yeah, move. I don't know what's in that one mache box. He's gonna mash something.
You tell me when you're going to start getting alive or something.
Okay, what we want to do is just get an idea from you girls. And you can introduce yourself, tell who you are and who's the oldest and whatever. And then we'll start asking you some questions. We'll just start talking about whatever. Just like we were just talking. Forget about this thing.
Would you mind giving your dates of birth?
Dates of birth.
Yeah, tell us your name,
Dates of
your date of your
parents'
birth.
If you know where they're
If I
from.
had my book here, I could tell you. I've forgotten it already.
Well, whatever you can remember.
Oh, I know my parents.
Little history.
Let's start with Frida. You're the youngest, right?
Yeah. That's my older sister.
Okay, you probably have to talk up kind of loud, not real loud, but we'll go ahead and start with you because you're already on camera. You guys have been on camera for a while.
This is candid camera.
Yeah. But and you don't have to look right at the camera or whatever, just talk to whoever.
Yeah, you ask questions, because I don't know what to talk about.
Start with Frida and ask her.
Do I have to be first?
Okay.
You're the oldest.
Auntie, what is your name?
How many fingers am I holding up?
Yeah, Alfreda.
Here, Cliff.
You leave that out.
Sit down there.
It goes way back.
Okay.
Is her name Alfreda?
I'm Frida Euteneier Schoonover. And I'm the oldest girl of our family. And these are my two sisters, Hilda and Clara. And my father's name was Gustav Euteneier. And my mother's name was Eugene Keller. And they had 6 children. 2 brothers older than I. And me and Elizabeth, who's deceased now. And then Clara, don't forget me.
Hey, Frida, what did they call Elizabeth? What was her nickname?
Lizzie.
Okay.
Lizzie.
Now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And then Hilda, she was the baby. Did I bring John in there? Yes.
You said 2 older brothers.
2 older.
Two older.
brothers.
Okay, who was the oldest of your family, of the brothers and sisters?
Fred.
Fred was the oldest, and then John. Fred was born in 1905. John was born in 1907.
And where were you born? Where were they born?
In Canada. Cronow, Canada.
What, Cronow?
Cronow, Canada, Saskatchewan. And then in 1918, we moved to Montana, United States, Montana.
there before I was born.
1915.
Yeah.
And then we left Canada and came to Washington in 1919. We landed in Yakima. And from there, my dad came over about 3 months before we came over. He had to earn some money to ship us over. And my dad's one brother, they moved their family same time we moved.
What was his name?
Fred.
No, Fred. Fred, my brother, my dad's brother, Fred. We moved.
So
they
Fred,
moved-
your dad was Gustav and
And
his
he was
brother
Fred.
Fred.
Yeah. And he had,
7.
they had 7 children at that time, and we had 6, and they had 7. And we landed at the depot there on First and Front Street. We went in, and the custodian or whoever he was, he asked my uncle. See, my uncle was with us. He brought us here, and Dad was already here. And then when he brought us here, the man asked him if he was a Mormon with all his kids.
All 13 kids were there together?
Two wives, and one man. Asked if he was a Mormon. That was quite a joke. And then from there, we went out to Wiley City, and we lived there, and our first jobs were picking hops. And then from there on, we went into fruit work and things like that, and worked on everything that was paid us anything. And
Tell them how much they paid at that time.
yeah, well, I don't know what we got. Oh, we picked hops,
10 cents an hour.
We picked cucumbers, we picked potatoes and everything to make a living. And we never felt that we were poor. We lived in tents when we lived out there. And like I say, we always had a happy home. And that's about it.
So you actually come to Yakima, but you lived in Wiley City, is that right?
And we moved to Wiley
You
City.
moved from Yakima to Wiley City.
Yeah, we stayed with a family that was in Yakima. And then we finally went out to Wiley City, and Dad had a tent, and we went to hop yards and picked hops.
Now the family that you stayed with when you first come to Yakima, they were not part of the
They were
family?
not related, but folks got acquainted with them in Canada, and they were here when we got here, but they were not related, but they were just friends at the time. And they housed us till the folks found a place to move to.
Well, were your folks born in Canada, or did they come over from
In Russia,
Russia? Yeah.
yeah.
What
You know what? How?
part of Russia did they come from?
Pardon me?
What part of Russia?
Part of Russia.
Well, it was around the Volga River. If you would have a map in front of you. it's
The
somewhere
Volga
around-
River?
The Volga. V-O-L-G-A.
How old was they when they come over? Do you remember that?
Dad was, let me see. Oh, I'm not supposed to be talking.
Yes, you are.
Yes, talk.
Okay.
Yeah, you're penalized. One deduction there.
No, Dad was born in 1880, and Mom was born in 1886. And they met in Canada and married there, you know. And then from there on, the story just goes on. They came to Wiley City and had kids.
They got
Well,
married.
we were all there.
How did they get from Russia to Canada? How old were they, and how did they?
Okay, now, my mother came and they landed at Ellis Island. They didn't know one another when they left Russia. And then Dad's folks came in Fairfax,
Canada. I mean,
Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
Yeah. Mhm.
Did they come from the same community in Russia?
From the same little town?
No, they didn't know each other. They might have lived and didn't know one another, but they didn't get acquainted until they came to Canada.
There's a kind of a cute little story about when the folks were in Russia. It was Catherine the Great from Russia. She went to this village where our folks lived, and folks never lived in Germany, Frida. It was our grandparents that lived in Germany. And they went to a little town, well, it was Alsace-Lorraine, really, that's on the border of France. And Catherine the Great came there and talked to them and wanted to know if they would be willing to be transported to Russia to teach the Russians how to farm. And so that's when the folks went to Russia. And it's white Russia, so we're not any Russians at all. And then they helped the farmers there, and then a revolution broke out. And they gave them a choice to stay there or go to Canada or New York, wherever boats landed. And so they all came back. That was Dad's family. And
So that basically then the German, they were asked to go from Germany to Russia to farm, and from there,
there
then
they made their own ways. And after they got married, they just made their own ways. But I always thought that was kind of nice. And Catherine the Great led us up there to Germany. I mean, to Russia.
yeah, I feel better. I thought it was just a bunch of hillbillies that trot around for a while.
No, just think of who transported us over there to Russia. I mean, not
And I
us.
bet it wasn't good.
Oh, I don't know. We were pretty good people.
So then
Were all of you born in Canada?
Claire and I were the only ones that was born in the States.
And you were, where was you born at, Hilda?
Scobie, Montana. And that's where Scobie.
Scobie.
Uh-huh.
both you and
Well, when you came,
Yeah.
when you came
Claire-
across from Saskatchewan, you came into Colby then? That's where you settled?
Scobie. Yeah.
Toby?
Scobie. S-C-O-B-E-Y.
Like Scooby-Doo, but it's Scobie. And Frida,
So-
you were born in Canada?
Yeah.
Mom was born in Canada.
Yes. Yep.
And Uncle Fred,
Yeah.
and Uncle Johnny.
Lizzie was born in Canada.
Yeah.
So
Just
They all
like
got their
the
citizenship.
four oldest was born in Canada,
That's right.
and then you two babies were born down here.
We said we didn't want to be born in Canada.
Ah,
That's why they
we didn't want to take out citizenship papers, so we got it legally.
When we landed in Canada, of course they all built their houses, you know, but they built the barns first to take care of the cattle first. And then Clara was born in that barn. So,
he was born in the barn. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
1916.
That was in Montana.
Yeah, in Montana.
So Claire, you was born in Montana in a barn.
In a barn. In a barn.
In 19
That's what's
We
wrong
always-
with
we
me.
always
Like,
called
that's
you little Lord Jesus. you know?
Don always used to say that she was so full of shit.
Boy, I'll get you for that. I'll tell you.
So you was born in, you was born 1916,
Yes.
and Hilda, you was born
1919.
also in Montana, in the barn.
No,
No, my God, they had the house finished by that time. I got to be born in the
It
house.
probably wasn't as good as the barn.
Mom
Because
used to
they
tell
took-
stories about the winters back there in Montana, and you had to have the ropes to the barn and the ropes to the outhouse.
Place in the middle like that.
Well, I
Any
don't know.
truth in
anything.
those?
The batteries
What were the
Oh,
ropes
they-
for?
Oh, this all the snow and stuff. She said.
Find
So
your
you
way
could
back
find
to
your
the
way
house.
back or something?
I don't remember. When you went to go potty, you had to follow a rope. I don't remember that.
We probably had a potty in the living room
Tell her to
somewhere.
bring out the
Yeah.
electric
Dug a
back
hole
for
and-
this.
Was
This
that
plug
what
it
you
in.
had the door?
The regular 110 battery. Battery's going low on this thing. She doesn't want to get no battery. Tell her just
Hold it?
why not
When
put the
they came
electric
to the
back on?
States,
Yeah.
Let's
No,
just
just plug
start.
it into the.
Washington,
This
1990.
will go for hours, this big one.
Okay, we're going to take a break here.
No.
But we don't need the other one.
No, we don't need the other one.
Yeah,
What a guy.
No, now they just need to tell us
okay.
Who they married and when and...
So where was we all at here?
Go back to Frida, who she married, and
Rick.
Who was the first one to get married?
Frida was.
Fred got married before I did.
Did Fred get married before John did?
Before I did too. Yeah.
Dad was the first one that went and
Your dad?
ventured off on his
Yeah,
own?
yeah, he was brave and he got out of it. I mean, he was smart.
No wonder we're so damn tough.
He wasn't so tough because Mom kicked the shit out of him before she married She did, didn't she? They had a boxing match or something. Remember that?
That's what I was thinking. Didn't Uncle Ernie have a garage or
They
something?
had a garage in Wiley City or something, and there's a whole bunch of them was boxing, and they had Mom get in the ring with Dad, and she whipped him.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard that.
that's the first I've ever heard of that. First I ever heard.
That's the first you ever heard
No, I
of?
don't suppose he let that one get around a lot.
Well, I don't think so either.
Well, he used to tell that.
So, Frida, you got married to who?
Dal Martin.
Dal Martin?
Yeah, from Yakima.
And that was when?
1928.
1928? I thought you said you were born in 18. You was only 10 years old? I just
I was
kidding.
born 1909. Smarty, you know I'm nervous enough, don't?
Okay, and then how many children did you have?
One,
And that was,
Beverly Martin.
okay,
And she was born when?
1935.
Where's Beverly at?
She's in Los Angeles. No, in Oakland, California. My granddaughter's in Los Angeles.
okay, and then you married
And
Wayne?
then I was divorced in 1937. No. 19. I don't know.
40 something because we were in the ship.
Oh yeah, 1943. I was divorced. Then I married Wayne Schoonover in 1947. And that was, and then my daughter lives in Oakland, California. And they had, she married Robert Middlecall.
You had another dog?
No.
Her daughter married Robert.
Married Robert Middlecall. And then they had 2 children. Yeah, Sam and Holly. Sam was born in 58.
Well, when it comes to these years,
And Holly was born in 1960. Then I have a great-grandson that was born a year ago in May. Benjamin Katz.
What is the date?
she'd be 37 years old.
Right.
Holly.
Holly was born in 60. Sam was born in 58.
She's not 16
She's
anymore.
37.
Okay, you guys quit arguing now.
This is the way
Okay.
our family has it run.
This is the
Now
way.
then, okay, and this is August the 10th, and you are how old now?
You talking to me?
No, I'm talking about that one.
What happened August the 10th?
How old are you?
How old are
Today,
you
today is August the 10th. You know, we're having our family reunion. You're how old now?
How old am I now? I was born in 1919.
No. God, that's when I was born.
Oh, no.
She's 87.
You're 87 now,
I was born in 1909.
and this is 1997.
December the 21st, 1909.
Okay. And that's all camera time you get. You can drink whiskey, go dancing, whatever you want to do. I will go over here and talk to the next to the oldest one. They'll be the tallest one of the Euteneier girls.
That's right. Well, I'm Clara Whitman, Clara Euteneier Whitman, and I married Don Whitman in 1934. We had one son, Jack Whitman. He was born in 47. And he had
Number 1 son.
and he had 3 sons. Wade,
Just get right next to her. And this is
my
this,
son.
this is your
my
son
son.
Jack. Okay.
And he had 3 sons, Wade, Jason, and Heath. All live in Yakima. I was born August the 31st, 1916.
So you're
I
how
say
old?
what year I got married?
I don't know. I was just thinking. You married Don Whitman what year?
In 34.
In 1934.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Don passed away when?
10 years ago.
87.
87.
That's something we need to get from you too. When did Wayne pass away, Fred?
In 81.
In 81? Okay.
Don died in 87. And
Who's this handsome guy here on your left?
This is Jason.
oh, this is my grandson, Jason. He is the middle son
Was it-
Jack.
of Jack's.
Jason,
No
was you
good,
born in a
but
barn?
Was I born in a barn?
Yeah. Your grandma was.
Grandma
yeah.
I wasn't born in a barn.
Oh.
Well, now, I tell you, it's not so bad. Because it was a
It
brand
explains
new.
a lot, though.
It
Okay,
was
now let Jack tell us when he married their mom, divorced, and then bring you.
Now
So we
we'll
can
go on. Let's go on to that afterwards. Let's get the
Oh,
the
okay,
kids
just
in.
want actual kids.
And now we'll go over here to Ron around in the middle, the youngest and the baby of the family. That's you, honey.
You think I feel like a baby today in this chair?
Yeah, well, yeah. Everybody show up just so they get pushed around. I don't know. We've been babying too long.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'm almost as old as you are, Hilda.
Lots long.
So Hilda, you was born in Montana?
Yes,
And what year was you born?
1919.
Okay, and then you
In
moved.
Scooby.
You moved with everybody to Wiley City.
Yes.
And when did you venture out to get married?
1942.
And who did you
No,
marry?
1940. My God, that would make me have an illegitimate child.
Oh.
1940.
What's this? Is
Where's
this your
Sandy?
child, Diane?
No, this is my illegitimate daughter right here.
Yeah.
Hello, Len. Just get this over with and hurry it up.
And this is my cousin Sandy, and she's not into being in the movies and stuff.
What was that?
You're not used to being in the movies.
Oh, used to being in the movies. That's not what I thought you said. That's not-
Okay, and then you had Sandy was your first child, right?
Yes, she was born in 1942 in Tacoma, Washington.
Uh huh. And then
Another daughter, Roxanne, was born in 1950.
okay. And Sandy lives in Yakima, and Roxy also lives in Yakima.
Yes. And I have 4 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild.
And did you say who you married? What year?
No, I don't think any of you guys knew him.
I did.
Yes, say it
Yes.
Yes.
His name was Ted. Ted.
Ted Hogan?
Ted Hogan. And you
Okay.
remember him, Len. Irene remembers him. Don remembers
Yeah.
him.
I remember him because when we lived on the farm, you guys come
Yeah,
down and
we
lived
came
with
down
us
there
for a
and
while.
lived that one year young. Yes.
And okay, now then, I'm going to back up a little bit here and talk to all of you just a little bit.
Okay, can I get out of the
You
picture
can
now? Thank you.
get the hell out.
I'm gone.
I'm goner.
Thanks, Sandy.
Okay, I'm going to just try to think of some things. If you guys can think of some things here. First of all, let's go back and talk about some of the people that aren't here, like John and Fred and Lizzie. Do you guys remember, you said Fred was married first, and he married Gladys Marie Euteneier Caldwell. Okay, very good. And they are both passed away now. And then, do you remember when John got married?
It was in the 30s,
John?
I think.
John, do you remember, happen to
Born in
know?
1941. I think they were married like in 37 or 38. Does that sound about?
Let's see, that was
They were married in Yakima, and I thought it was about 37 or 38.
I think you're right.
Dad died in 37.
Okay, so somewhere around 37, 38,
No,
he
they were
married?
married already in 37.
And who did he
Dad died in 37.
So it was before 36?
I would say that's close.
Who did John marry?
Sylvia.
Sylvia Martin.
Who was a sister of?
Frida's
She-
husband.
Oh.
His husband.
Well, there, I learned something. So that was
Dal's sister.
your sister married your husband's sister.
No.
No?
Frida's husband's sister. married John.
See, it was brother and sister married brother and sister.
Yeah, okay, that's what I didn't come out right. That's what I was trying to say.
I'm still confused. I'm more
So,
John married my-
are you and Bev double cousins?
my
See that
sister.
tracking?
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay.
And I married her.
We just didn't have
Brother.
sense enough to stop when we got started on the traveling. We kept going.
So
Closest to brother and sister.
you and Lizzie
Like Glenn.
married a brother and a sister
No.
from the Martin
Claire.
family?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
Claire and Liz.
Johnny and Ed.
No, no.
John and Frida.
Yeah, John, right, right.
My brother and I married brother and sister.
Okay. And then
God, you
Then
guys
Lizzie-
really into family stuff, wasn't you?
okay.
I was gonna say,
Then Lizzie,
family didn't come from Arkansas?
was Lizzie the next one to get married then after?
Yes. No. John got married ahead of Lizzie.
John got married, so Fred got married first, John, then Lizzie, and Lizzie married Ken.
I got married first and then I got married. John was married after.
Yeah, but he was talking about Lizzie. And she
Yeah, she and Lizzie.
Lizzie got married about the same year you did, didn't she? We got married the same year.
Yeah, let's get to where did this Whitman bunch get mixed up with these good guys?
What's that? You want me to confuse you some more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Lizzie married Ken Whitman, is that correct? And then you married Ken's brother Don.
Yes. And Elizabeth and Kenneth were married in March of 34, and we were married in May of 34. Pretty close. See, we weren't going to let him get away.
Yeah, really. Well, meanwhile, what would you think, being a baby and left at home, getting all the attention?
She had to farm, run the ranch. But the kids all left.
I think it'd be kind of nice going back to the Whitman family. And like Kenneth and Liz and the other two boys in with me.
Okay, what we want to do,
Always.
and I'm going to go, this thing's going to just keep on running.
Leonard.
We'll kind of get some ideas from you guys, and then we want to,
And way back when we were kids, you know, we didn't have electricity, so we had candles. And we would go to church on Christmas Eve, and we'd come home, and we'd stand around the tree and sing Christmas carols, and then we'd open our gifts. And I think the best Christmas that Hilda and I ever had, we wanted a sled so bad, and we just knew we weren't going to get it. And John stayed home, and we went to church. And when we came back, why, here was that sled. Well, believe you me, we believed in Santa Claus after that was about the nicest Christmas I think we ever had, was that sled. Well, those were tough times, but we got some things Mom would make clothes for the doll, for our dolls, all that kind of stuff.
Did you ever burn one of them trees down with them candles on it?
No, sir, we never did
They had
have
kind of like a clothespin, you know,
Yeah.
and on the end of it was a little thing that we set the candle down in. And Johnny, like I said, stayed home and he lit the candles just before he knew we were going to walk in, you know. And then, of course, we couldn't let them burn too long. We had to blow them off. But no, we never did have a fire. Never did.
Dad always stayed home too, didn't he?
Oh,
Yes, he did.
oh,
Well,
Frida.
on Christmas, he sure did. See, they're too young to remember.
Well, when we were old enough to remember, he went to church with us on Christmas Eve.
Well, he probably went some of the time, but when he get out of it, he didn't go.
I know there's something I like about Grandpa. I used to try to get out of church too.
He went to church.
Well, you guys all went pretty much to church. What church did you guys go to?
Lutheran church.
Grace
Lutheran.
Lutheran Church on North 6th Avenue. That's where we started that church. And we were confirmed in that church. Some of us who were.
You weren't. You were confirmed in Tacoma.
Frida, I'm going to ask you a question. When you was born in Canada, and you was how old when they moved from there?
It's about seven.
He was about
yeah,
7 years old.
Yeah.
So you went to school in Canada?
No, we didn't go to school till we came to Wade City.
Okay,
And
so
boy, it was tough. We couldn't speak English. But they threw us in the pen and there we had to learn it. There were no instructors. We just picked it up. Before we knew that, we were passing up all these kids.
now when you started school, did Fred, John, Lizzie, did they all, is that where everybody started school? So none of the older kids, nobody went to school until you come to Washington.
Came to Washington.
Would you all four of you start the first grade at the same time?
Dad took us home to school. It was school at Wade City.
But didn't Uncle Jake teach you kids? Not you.
That was Bible study.
Yeah, if you guys, now when you first started school, you couldn't speak English. What?
I could.
A few nasty words, we knew that.
But
They picked that up.
you were speaking what? German?
German.
But Hill and I, we could both speak English by the time we went to school.
Tell us a nasty word in German.
Huh?
Tell us a nasty word in German.
Like Scheiß and stuff like that.
You know what that means? It's not much different for me.
Tell us about some of the old German dishes, food.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my land.
Neither one of them, well, Claire used to cook German dishes, but you didn't cook too many. She was
What?
the oldest
I
one.
still
and
do cook German dishes.
What kind of, when you guys were growing up, what kind of dishes did Grandma make? I mean, what was it? Did you get up in the morning, you had hot cakes and you had bologna sandwiches for lunch, or?
We didn't know what bologna was till we got pretty old.
See, the folks always butchered. And they'd have pork and beef. And then they would make sausages, different kinds of sausages. And then, of course, we didn't have any freezers or anything. But they would cook the meat, the ham, and stuff like that. And then they put lard over it, and that preserved the meat, see. And like the sausages, different sausages they made. That's the way they kept them. Just put them in. They rendered the lard, poured over.
They smoked the hams and the bacon, size for bacon, you know.
So basically, like if you had a large family dinner, what was the main dish? What did Grandma make for?
It wasn't anything elaborate, I'll tell you that. Usually on Sunday, because we went to church. And she'd usually make chicken soup.
Chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle soup. And sometimes we had chicken and noodles, just chicken noodles.
So in other words, if all those guys thought chicken noodle soup is a German dish, Campbell stole it from the Euteneiers, right?
That's right.
Cool.
I would say so. But not as good as what we made.
And then we'd have the Nepfel and potato noodles and
Now wait a minute, you'd have what then?
kanushti.
And what
You
the
know,
hell
the
is
filled
kanushki?
Stilled cabbage.
Still cabbage.
Yeah, cabbage rolls.
And tsukakuka was the dessert.
That was good. I remember. Suka.
Coffee cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cinnamon sugar cake.
Yeah.
Zerkakuka?
Suka-kuka.
Tsukakuka.
Ask Sandy about that. Where's Sandy?
Sandy.
You remember that, don't you, Glenn?
We need some information.
Suka-kuka?
She'll never. No, you don't have to be on
Sugar
camera,
cookies?
honey.
No,
Come on,
no,
tell us
honey.
what
Tsukakuga. That's German coffee cake.
Yeah,
It had those
it was
German
coffee
coffee
cake.
And the scones. The scones. Oh, man.
Yeah, when Mom baked bread, then she makes scones. Always made scones.
Now, Mom used to always make scones.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Then I want to ask you guys something else. What was some of the, in your younger days, maybe the most tragic type thing that you think of that could happen in family? And how did Grandpa and Grandma handle it?
There were no tragedies.
Well, I tell you, the most tragic thing that happened to me is Hilda pushed me off the front porch. And I let this was in Tacoma. And I let on the cement, cut my lip inside here, and that's why my mouth is crooked, and that's no lie.
And that's probably why you're so short, because you never did
Sure,
grow up
it's
right.
done.
Yeah.
I think Jack's got a story like that, Hill.
Yeah.
Get into these.
What was Grandpa and Grandma Euteneier like as parents? Were they real strict, or?
Well, we didn't. Grandpa never spanked us kids, and Mom couldn't catch up, and we outran her. But Dad spanked me just one time, and all the time. Claire and I were arguing again about. Well, she tattled on me, and I didn't want to wash the dishes. And we were arguing, and Dad was sitting there reading a magazine. And he just called our names. No, he didn't even call our names that time. He just came up behind us, took off his slipper, and whacked me on the butt. Claire got one too. And that's all it was to it. He didn't have to say any more. And we knew.
He just said, girls.
Yeah.
That was it.
By God, we knew.
Yeah.
I don't know why we knew, because he never beat on us, But it was that stern calling our names all the time.
You kind of knew when he said Hilda was one thing, and when he said Hilda, that was another.
Yeah, but my name isn't Hilda. You know that.
Oh no, is your name? Are you like Irene? Irene's name's not Irene either.
I know that.
What's your name, Helga?
It's Bertha Irene.
What is your
Huh?
name?
It's
Helga.
Bertha Irene.
Helga.
Helga.
Helga. Helga, Ma. Did you change it? Did
Yeah.
you change it to Helga?
Well, there's a little story behind that too. We went to school in Wally City, and I was in the first grade, and all the kids made fun of Helga, that name. So I went home and I told Dad. I said, I want my name changed. They're laughing at my name. He said, well, how would you like to be called Helga? I said, Hilda. I said, oh, Dad, thanks, for that. And then when it came time that I had to be confirmed in the church, the minister was going to make out my certificate, No, we were going to go take communion, and Dad, the minister said to Dad, how many are going to be there today? And he named off the kids, and he said, and Hilda. The minister said, I didn't confirm any Hilda, so he had to change the record there, but I still kept Hilda to this day, but my name was Helga.
Did your parents still call you Helga, or did they?
When Dad got mad, you better know it was always Helga. We had an upstairs, he slept upstairs, and I can still hear him hollering my name, because she was always the pet, and I was always into it with her, and then
Let me tell you.
No, you let me finish my story. And we'd get to that stairway and open up the door to go upstairs, and Dad said, Helga? In other words, don't do this again, how it was something I didn't even know I'd done, but pushed her off. She pushed me off into my own pee one time, off the porch.
Not like pushing me off of a great
Well, yeah, but
Now,
anyway,
is
she
that-
did that.
Is that why the Euteneier girls have become so well known? You guys are out peeing on the porch all the time?
We had a veranda around the house, and we never did. Dad says, "Don't ever let me catch you peeing over that porch." So I think Clara was going to make it a real good one. So she came and pushed me off, and I fell down in my own pee, you know. So that's the way that went.
See into that story.
Yeah.
And now,
Now I'm going to tell you this story about me, being a favorite. But Hilda could never laugh quiet, and I did. I never did laugh really. We'd go to bed, and she would start laughing and giggling. Well, then what did Dad say? Hilda, never me.
Das ist genug. That means that's enough. And
you'd say what?
Das ist
das ist genug. Isn't that the way you say it, Glenn?
Das ist enough.
That is enough.
That's German for cool.
And then, and the harder I would laugh because she tried to smother me.
Yes, I did. I did. And when I couldn't feel her move anymore, I let loose. That's why she's here today, but I wanted to pound her into the ground so bad.
Frida, where was you at when all this was going on?
She was
She
married.
was sleeping in the next bed, or else I was married already.
Yeah, you were married when this all took place.
So you'd already got tired of the arm twisting and stuff. You give in, huh?
Yeah.
He was gone. All right.
Let me tell you something about her.
Oh.
And it was always up to her to shampoo our hair every Saturday. And she didn't like it. Well, she'd get us...
I didn't like the job I had.
Well, that's what I mean. You didn't like doing that. So she'd take our hair and then twist it just as hard as she could.
I was soaping it.
Yeah, and then drying it out, and then she twisted. Whoa, she raised us right up. Oh, she was mean to us. She really was.
You were happy when she got married.
I didn't like
Oh yeah, I was glad to get rid of her, I'll tell you.
Okay, seeing as how there's three of you kids that can't talk for themselves, Fred was the oldest one. What was he like when he was younger? How did
He was the best one in the family.
Yeah, he really
Always
was.
took us kids places.
And he never got mad. Never got mad at us.
And
He never
helped
did.
Mom. He just helped Mom all the time. He was the best help.
He's kind of like me. That
Oh,
must have
yeah,
been-
I know. Yeah, I know.
Just so everybody knows, that was Cliff.
Nobody will believe it.
Yeah, because nobody's going to believe that.
John, we had a time getting him up in the mornings. And of course, us kids slept upstairs. And of course, Hilda and I would come down, Lizzie, and supposed to get John out of bed. Well, Dad would holler, time to get up. And pretty soon you'd hear, shoe drop. Yeah, down, and no John. They'd holler again. Finally, the other shoe thump, and he'd get up. Sometimes he wanted to say, damn it, drop that other shoe. But oh, he was a hard one to get up with. Oh my God.
Now, did Dad always get up? Fred, did he?
Oh, yeah.
Your dad
So that
was,
wasn't something that he had to work into. It was kind of a natural thing.
He was a gentleman, really a gentleman.
See,
But
Dad was always gentle too, but when he got upset, he'd send Mom upstairs. And then the shit hit the fan.
But John and Fred were the best of friends. I mean, they got along. They really did.
As far as brothers,
go, you betcha. Really was. They were real
What,
good friends.
okay, so they were friends all through their life together, and then
Yeah,
John
they-
went to World War II, and he didn't come back from that. Okay, then there was Lizzie. Where did Lizzie fit into this mess?
She was the next best one.
she was
Well, no, I was really the best. But
Oh,
Lizzie-
can't.
When you were next.
Lizzie was good.
Oh,
Friend of
yeah.
everybody.
She was just Well, just a good friend, besides being a sister, you know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a little story about when we lived in Montana. The folks had sheep. I think it was 300 they had. And then, well, I was 9, and then John and Fred, and we helped herd. We had to stay with the sheep because it was open land, and we had to keep the sheep in our own territory, you know. So John and I, we were all 3 out there this one day, and we were kind of going down the road, and Fred was ahead. We were behind him, and John and I, we thought, well, we'll just throw rocks at that old boy, you know. And we did. And I threw one, I hit him on this bone here on the elbow, and he swelled up here, and I'll never forget how sorry I was because he was so nice. Cracked him with a rock.
Boy, if somebody had done that to her, let me tell you.
So were the boys pretty protective of you girls as you was growing up?
Yeah, I think
maybe
so.
Maybe dating the boys?
Well, now, John, again.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. But he would take Hilda and I to town Saturdays.
Uh-huh.
And he'd make us walk ahead. He never would walk with us. He didn't want anybody to know that we were his sister.
I thought he had you following him. I thought he took the lead.
No. He had us shoved clear up in the next block before.
Yeah. No.
And then when we went to the car, we had to be sure that he wasn't there when we got in the car, you know, so that we wouldn't collide. And we lived in Deer Park, and Johnny was the only one left at home. And we didn't have refrigeration in those days, you know, and we had a spring where we got the cold water. And Johnny would, Mom would put the cream and stuff and hang it down on a rope into the spring cold water. And Johnny wanted me this one particular day to go get that cream for him. And I said, who waited on you last year at this time? And he took my arm like this and twisted it and gave me a shove, and I fell clear across the roof. So we didn't get along too well. Different. But then he was good to me later.
Just like all kids. We all had our problems.
We'll find out.
And when did Lizzie die?
And at 65.
We got my tape.
She died,
We'll just take that
Johnny
off.
died 45. And 20 years to the day. Lizzie died.
I didn't know.
20 years to the day. We thought that was quite a coincidence.
So how did Lizzie fit in with all this arguing and
You
fighting?
know, Lizzie would pout. She would pout. She just wouldn't say it. But she could pout.
She had reason to.
Well,
So tell us what you guys did during your life for your work and livelihood. Did you?
Yeah, we only got about 5 minutes left on this tape. I'm going to stop it here for a second.
We were just lucky. We didn't get caught.
Okay, right at the end of this thing, what I want to get is, and you can't answer this because you wasn't even here yet. So Frida, when Grandpa and Grandma decided to leave Canada and go to Montana, was that a decision one day Grandpa said, okay, get in the car, we're leaving?
No, I think the 3 brothers really, talked it over. Well, we have to make a move, I think, and then they moved.
So, and at that time you was by wagon train to Montana?
Train, just
and when you got to Montana, it just kind of, did you go rent a house, or how did you
No, we went there, and there was this land that, what did I say they called it?
Homestead.
Homestead land?
Homestead land. And then they just, I don't know whether we slept in the wagon or what, but some way they got lumber out in these places, and they all started building a home. like I say, they built the barns first, and one brother helped the other, and so forth. And they got the 3 houses up.
So,
We lived about a mile apart. There was then a mile, and then another one. 3 brothers in a row.
What were the 3 brothers' names?
The other brother, one
Other
was
2.
Fred, and one was Jacob.
Jacob.
And Gus.
Well, yeah, that was Dad.
Yeah.
so then then later on they decided to move to Washington.
Yeah, and the one brother stayed back there. He didn't come when the first 2 came.
That was Jacob.
Jake, they came last, about a couple of years later, maybe.
So in other words, Gustav and Fred, they sold everything, all their sheep, everything they had there was sold.
Yeah, well,
and you come by train to Yakima.
Dad came by train. Yeah, and then we followed.
What else did you grow to sell, or when you was in Montana?
Well, there wasn't much
Just
to
the
sell.
sheep.
Just the sheep
Yeah.
is all you did?
Yeah, and they raised their own. Well, there was wild grass. I don't know whether they bought anything else to feed them or not, but anyway, they cut the wild grass, and bring it in, and that's what they.
So when
I'll
they
tell you.
first come from Canada to Montana, was they working somewhere else, or I mean, they were just pretty much self-supportive and
Pretty poor.
or kind of like the Heidenreiers haven't changed a whole hell of a lot.
We're all the same.
How did they choose Yakima?
Right.
So why did they choose?
I have the slightest
Well, I
idea.
think they got word. They had friends in Washington, and I think
Oh,
they
that's
communicated, and they said that this is a pretty good place, to.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't you say that you lived with some people here in Yakima that
Yeah, but that
Grandpa
was
and Grandma
only-
had met from Canada?
Yeah, and then I think that was only maybe for about a week or so.
Yeah.
Till they
So-
found a place to dump us out by the creek in south of Wade City, in the hop yard.
But apparently Grandpa and Grandma Euteneier must have been writing letters, doing something, communicating with these people that had
Oh, yeah.
come from Canada
Yeah,
straight to Yakima.
Yeah.
So that was kind of their in for
Yeah,
somewhere to go, somebody they knew, or that's how that
yeah.
apparently got going.
And
Did
I
they
ran-
have to build the house out in Wiley City, or
No, we rented.
is that house still there?
No, it was a big, it was over a store. It was upstairs, and we had
There were apartments up there.
apartments upstairs. And then
And
it
then that store burned.
burnt, and then each one rented their individual house.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that about does us
Well,
for
good.
time. What do you mean good?
Oh,
Yes,
I'm
for a
tired
couple
of being
minutes.
in the movies.
Are you?
I've never heard of Jacob. Now, who are his children?
Well, I
They
don't
were
think.
kind of off of the beat. Like I said, we 3 lived in Montana. We were first, then Uncle Jake, and then Uncle Fred. And these 2 families, us kids were real close. And to get to Uncle Fred's house, we'd go way around where this family wouldn't see us go, so we wouldn't have to play with these kids. So they were never really,
We never were close.
never were close.
Even after they came to Yakima, the
No,
families didn't get together? Are there descendants of Jacob?
Well, I think they're all dead now.
Is that right?
No, I think that.
Well, maybe Annie's alive, but we don't know.
Oh,
She would be the only.
I think she moved to Tennessee or something, so we haven't heard from her.
How many children did he have?
They had none.
9.
didn't
9 children.
God, was they Mormons?
they? Yeah.
Was they
No, he
Mormons?
wasn't one of the Mormon family.
And they all moved to Yakima, all
Look right
9
in there how
children.
much takes on each side. It looks to me like
And
there's
there's
a lot
no
of
trace
tape.
of
But
No.
we just never were close to them. And why? Dad was our cousin.
And he was an
I want to know what that shirt says. Genuine antique person?
Stand up.
Yeah.
Been there, done that, can't remember.
Been there, done that, can't remember. Okay.
That's me. Now can I sit down?
Yes, Gramps.
Okay, Irene.
do we want to do?
Say
Hi
your...
guys,
Hi.
Irene Euteneier, White, daughter of Fred and Marie Euteneier. I'm a senior citizen That's enough said about that.
What year were you born?
I don't think so.
What year and where?
That's not good.
1931 in Olympia, Washington. I have, and then 1953, I married the antique person.
Was no antique then, though.
Pretty much. Heading that way fast. And in 1967, we had our son Richard Scott, Rick, Shannon. Where's Shannon? Oh, there. Oh, she was hiding. Yes.
And this is Richard Scott.
This is Richard Scott,
And
known as Ricky. For many years now, it is plain old Rick.
And beside Rick is
his wife Shannon. They were married in 1962. Been married 5 years.
1962?
Yeah, 1962. Shall we start over?
no, we can't start over.
Keep rolling.
And no grandbabies.
No grandbabies yet.
Okay.
And Shannon is very busy trying to get her master's at Central, and Rick is very busy on the ranch.
Wayne, I didn't quite get your age or birthday.
I don't have no more birthdays.
You're too old? You're already
I'm an
antique?
antique, so I don't have any. I'm a vintage antique.
Okay. That's all I'm going to get out of
That's all
you?
you're going to get out of me.
Okay.
I work on the ranch with Rick.
There you go.
I do all the work.
Growing those good apples.
Growing them apples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is the White family. The White family's got a few more birthdays they forgot to put in there.
Mother doesn't do too well at remembering dates, but our son was born January 18th, 1967. His wife Shannon was born October 20th, 1972. 1970. Sorry about that.
And the antique person that wouldn't tell us was born
March 18th, 1931.
Okay.
He is a genuine antique.
Well, you can buy a program.
married to this young whippersnapper.
You're done. Oldest first. Start. Best birthday.
And that's something we don't say to your older sister.
This is Bertha.
Oh God, I remember. No, this is not Bertha. This is Irene.
Is it ready?
Go.
And anybody that calls me Bertha is on the top of my shit list.
All by themselves. I better get me a big shovel in.
They have to listen because I've been right all my life, and they know it now.
Okay, this
Next,
is.
I'm leaving.
Next be a
You don't know when you're born.
These are Fred Euteneier's kids.
Her birth certificate was fake.
First one is Irene. Born.
I was born. That was quite an accomplishment in itself. November 29th, 1931. I became an official senior citizen this year, and I'm sure enjoying those checks that come in monthly. And Harold, he's looking forward to his.
Yeah, I've been bitten mine longer than you have yours.
He cheated.
Yeah, I got a little doctor work on my birth certificate. I'm Harold, November 4th, 1933. Anything else you want to know?
You're the third child of Fred.
I'm the third, yeah.
Ivan's no longer with us.
And really, the only reason that she thinks she was always right, because we were all brothers and we made her think she was right, but we knew she was always wrong. She was a cook.
I'm Cliff, and I was born in July 24th, 1935, and I get my Social Security next month. And I'm damn proud of it.
Did he even live that long?
Yeah.
They done.
Over to me, huh?
I'm Don Paul Galen.
God damn, I wouldn't be proud of that.
I was born July 15th, 1940. I hope I never get a Social Security check. And I'm Leonard Eugene. I'm a baby of the family. I was born 8/26/45. And her name is really Bertha.
I'm gonna get him before that. One of these days before I get too decrepit.
That to be enough.
Yeah, I think that'll do it for this part of the year.
Okay, these are the five children of Fred.
We need to talk about
1929, I believe.
Say his name, and again.
What was his middle name?
The oldest son was Ivan.
Ivan Leroy.
The oldest son was Ivan Leroy. He was born March 18th, 1930. He deceased September of 1962.
The reason the Irene didn't know for sure what his date was is she got hit in the head here a couple years ago.
She bumped her head and she's been kind of
Yeah, she
normal
got
ever
back
since.
off a little bit. The rest of us trying to square her away. It's kind of hard to do.
They were married or...
Yeah, there's some things in my past we're not going to talk about.
We could say I'm the third and last wife, or we could ignore that. I think we'll ignore that.
How about you two guys getting in back of them and then...
Yeah,
that'll give us a better shot here.
Them behind us?
Yeah.
it's easier to get them all in that way.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks real good. Now then, on 3, start lying. 1, 2.
It's on?
Yeah, it's on.
Oh. So we're running already.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Leonard. I'm the youngest one of Fred's boys. And this is my wife, Renee. There's a couple others for that. We won't get into that.
I'm the third and final wife of Leonard.
And this is my daughter, Dina. The best one, my only daughter.
The only child that would show up to be here.
The only one of our kids that made it to this reunion. Dina, and this is her husband, Ken Goldsby.
Dana was from my first marriage with Betty, and we also had a son, Kevin, and he's not here. And then I was remarried, and I had a son, Mark, by Peggy. Euteneier, not the one here, different one.
In case anyone was
And
We were too.
we all live in Yakima. Dina and Ken live in Olympia. Kevin's in Olympia, Mark's in Yakima. And we're all the Squaw Rock, and they didn't come up from hell with them.
And you have a new
And oh yeah.
Granddaughter.
We got a new granddaughter finally.
May 1st.
We was saving money to send all the kids to sex education class, and it finally happened.
Michaela Leanne Euteneier. Mark's, Leonard's youngest sons, and our first granddaughter. Born May 1st, 1997.
Sounds good. What kind of work do you do, or have you ever worked in your life?
I don't have to work because I'm the youngest one. And the rest of it, they all had sheep and stuff, and I ain't got shit. No, we have a trucking business. We run out of Yakima. We've been running it for 8 years. We're going broke all the time. If we don't win the lottery, we will be broke.
You sound like Wayne. He's a broke farmer.
Yeah. Broke for, well, if I'd cut hair like you did, shit, I could have been smart and get my retirement or work for Boeing like Harold did.
Get Social Security.
Or been like Irene, married Wayne. Hell, you won't have me. That's it.
That'll do it.
Right. Now, if you guys, whoever's watching this video wants to know why you're talking funny when you're sitting there, look at the shit out here that's looking at us. We got all these people out here.
We thought you were off camera now.
There's a Whitman. See that Molly gal right there? Right behind Grady? She's a Euteneier. She's a Euteneier because she married one, and that could change next year.
Okay, I'm Cliff Euteneier. I was born July 24, 1935. And this is my wife, Jean. I married her in October 15th. A whole bunch of years ago. 53. We have 2 children, Kelly, 39, and Cindy, 37.
This fall.
This fall, 37. And I was a barber for 36 years, built houses for 6 years. Now I'm sharpening scissors once a day and collecting my social security, or once a week, and collect my social security next month.
The end.
Tell us about your grandkids.
Oh, my grandkids are wonderful. Nicole's almost 16. She's learning to drive now.
That's Kelly's wife's.
Yes,
Linda's
daughter. And Austin's 8, and he's our gifted child. And Lakin's 4, and she's our swimmer.
And you're Cindy's.
And those are Cindy's children, yes. Thank you. Prompting, God.
I forgot I was in the service. I was in the Marine Corps for 3 years, from 1952 to 1955.
You forget like that when you
Harold.
start getting those checks, don't you?
Yeah, I'm thinking about Social Security.
Oh, my birthday's June 5th, 1936 I was born. So I'm old also.
She don't get Social Security yet, though.
Oh, yes, I do, though. I get my disability, yes. Since I can't think of anything infamous to say, I guess we'll say goodbye for now. Till next year.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, we're recording.
Okay. We're the Barham family. My name is Edna Marlene Frizzell Euteneier Barham.
Good girl.
I became an Euteneier, I think in 1959. And I was married to Ivan Euteneier, he was the oldest boy in the family. And we were married for quite a while, and then I became pregnant, and he was killed in a car accident. And this is Grady, our son, Grady Euteneier, and these are his 3 children, Keisha, Colton, and Brianna.
And even though she looks like another child.
Yeah. Right. This is my Brenda, Grady's wife, and Grady. And Bill is my husband. We were married when Grady was 3 years old, almost 4 years old. And that's it. We've been married that long. We've got all of this family, and we're still belong to the Euteneiers.
Yeah. And what's Grady's birthday?
Oh, and then Grady was born in 1962, April 2nd. He was almost an April Fool's baby, but not quite.
He was. He is an April Fool.
And then I have 2 other children, Nathan, and he was born in 66, and then I have a daughter, Farrell. We both have a daughter, Farrell. Born in, she was born in 71.
And Nathan is
My
also
birthday-
Bill's son.
And Nathan is Bill's son, and
wanted just
Farrell
to
is
throw that.
Bill's daughter.
That's
And
good.
Bill has a daughter named Beth, Elizabeth Bell Barham.
And Bill had to beg for a long time, but we let him participate in the Euteneier functions.
This is a tough nut to crack.
They were all easy.
Colton, can you tell us your birthday?
When's your birthday?
How old are you?
3?
3 years old.
Oh, aren't they?
Ask Dad, what's your birthday?
Is it November 2nd? 1997.
How about Keisha?
And how about Keisha? When's your birthday?
March 18th, 1986.
And wasn't that Ivan's birthday, March 18th?
That's what
Yeah.
I read.
Born on
that
her
was March 18th was Ivan's birthday. And Wayne's birthday too?
Wayne, when's your birthday?
Yeah, March
You don't have
18th.
to give us a year.
When's your birthday?
Day and month only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be done.
Oh wow.
How about Brianna?
Okay,
And Brianna?
you're next.
My birthday is June 30th, 1984.
Okay. And how about Mom standing back here? We won't make you tell your birthday. Well, maybe.
Yes, we
It's a-
will.
January 15th, 1962.
There we go.
Okay.
And this is some more of the Barham, Euteneier, whatever Eddie said. Geez, I had a bunch too, but she beat me on that one.
But you didn't change your name every time you got married.
Yeah, that's one good thing. When you're Euteneier, you don't have to.
Yeah.
God, that was good.
September 19th, 1981.
Okay, another thing. Where do you guys live now? Bill and Eddie.
We live in Salem.
Oregon.
Live in Salem, Oregon.
610 15th Street Northeast.
We work in Portland. We have a business, securities, stocks and bonds. We've been doing that for about 30 years.
What's the best stock to buy right now?
Yeah, we got you on camera now.
You know, I'd like to invest in the Euteneiers. They're going to grow forever, I think.
This is kind of like 60 minutes, so be careful what you say.
Exactly. It'll come back on you.
And Grady, where do you live?
We live in Salem also.
And you work in Portland?
Actually, I'm self-employed. I have my own Christmas tree business and other things.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to know?
Anything else?
There isn't
Anybody
anything
think
to
of
tell.
Okay, we'll turn you loose.
No, that's all right.
This is the Euteneier bunch, part of them. Go for it.
Okay, let's see. Everybody else said who they were. I'm Harold Euteneier, Fred's son. Let's see. I'm after Bertha.
Yeah.
You're gonna get that right.
Did you say you're younger than Bertha?
By just a little bit.
Shit, everybody's younger than Bertha.
Yeah, but you know, she said she was getting Social Security now, so old girl now. Okay.
Okay.
This is my wife, Patsy. Daughter Jerry. Daughter Cammie. Grandson Justin. This belongs to her. Justin and Marissa. This here's Kyle and Brandy, and they belong to Bruce, my son, who's not here, as you can see. I just cut through it.
Oh, we have a new
and
addition.
New addition.
New grandson?
This is my new baby, Toby.
Toby.
He's the hairy one. All Euteneier babies come out like this.
We do a lot of shaving up. Some of them turn out a little better, some of them don't. You just never know.
And where are you guys living at now?
Okay, we live in Kent. I'm retired from Boeing. Retired a year ago in May. And been having fun ever since.
And Jerry, where are you living at now?
Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon. And
I'm living in Mount Vernon also.
they left
Jerry and her husband Ken and me and my husband Don are in business together up there. We own a carpet store, JV Factory Carpets.
They left their husbands home working, which shows that, you know, good Euteneier upbringing there.
This is Night Night Reunion. It don't
That's right.
so count for these
You
other
only,
ones.
just the better qualities come out. Okay, anything else you want to know?
Birthdays?
Oh, birthday? Okay, everybody say their own, okay?
Why don't let's
Mine is November 4th, 1933. Bo?
April 4th, 1934.
February 18th, 1958.
February 23rd, 1959.
March 23rd, 1983.
March 21st, 1986. 1997. December 19th.
What year? A couple years ago.
88.
1988.
December 21st, 1985.
Okay.
You were in the service too.
Yeah, I was in the service with Cliff, and we were stationed at the same place all the time.
Which was
Cherry Point, North Carolina.
Memphis?
Memphis, Tennessee. Jacksonville, Florida. And San Diego, California. Was there any place else?
And Patsy and I were in together.
Yeah, we were in Cherry Point. We used to beat them all the time in cards.
Patsy and I beat the
Yeah, but they cheated. They had signals.
We did cheat, but we were smart enough to do it. You didn't catch us.
Patsy, Patsy, are you retired?
Oh, I retired a long time ago. I was smart.
You was smart? You married a Night Night, lots of money, and he took care of you all the time. I like it.
I trained him right, yeah.
I think that's because the older kids always got to share the sheep from Montana.
Okay.
Okie dokie, that's the Harold Leitner family. Now who didn't we get?
Don. Don.
Don and Paul Galen. We got too many names. Where'd he go?
Where's Don and Les?
Don's over here catching rabbits.
He's been doing that all his life too.
Now then, did we do the Whitmans?
We'll get the last item there, and then we're gonna do all the Whitmans.
Go.
And how did
Did we have the Clifford up there?
Whitmans and Euteneier?
Were you up there?
You're up, Don. They were married.
She ran off and married the Whitmans. Lizzie ran off and married the Whitmans.
Oh, these are kids. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Get it straight.
Good idea.
Lizzie ran off and married the Whitmans too, yeah.
Figure out my dialogue.
See, that's what it was.
Oh, well.
Some of them have.
I'm about out.
Don's got a school.
Ouch, stuck to that.
Are you leaving? Tried to figure out who these kids here belong to. One of them steps in my foot or something.
Well, actually, they probably got the children.
You raised that kid for real? What's going to happen when we're there? They get us there.
I'm damn near there. What are you talking about?
When I said that, you go get Don, somebody there he is.
He's here, but we don't know where Les is.
You're up.
The height? She probably napping.
Yeah. We were born before our time.
Jason's babysitting back there.
We'll just drag her.
Well, once you get it right. Is this little rabbit chaser over there? You go get that rabbit. Take it over. Archie. What's her name? Keisha. You go catch that rabbit and take it over to you yet, Archie. You're going to chase it all day.
That has a broken foot.
There she is.
Well, that one should be able to catch.
You're on camera.
It's a mean one.
Illegitimate part, I can't have had hair. I can't say what happened. Hat hair, no.
Oh, you have. Well, look at this. I mean, we're all in the same boat.
So what are you supposed to say on this? Wait a minute.
What are you doing
Who
here?
you are, what you do, how old you are, your birthday.
Your birthday. Are you on? Here, you go.
Well, you need to just start out. You tell them that you're
Fred's son.
almost the baby, but not really. And don't forget, I know I haven't started it yet. You want a dry shot here? But just
I had it all sit there.
Donald Paul Gale.
just tell them, I mean, you're married, you've got Darcy, just the one. But just so we get that into the family or whatever you want to talk about, you can talk about how all the other kids were meaner than you and I, and then I'll come help you. Are you ready?
Yeah. Shoot. Action.
Okay. You're going.
I'm going.
Yep, you're going.
So, I'm Don Euteneier, the son of Frederick William Euteneier and Gladys Marie Euteneier. I was born July 15th, 1940. I have one daughter, Darcy Kay, who is 31 years old, from my first marriage.
You don't have to tell us about all
the other marriages?
Let's just
Those
talk.
were all applied.
We'll just talk about
You don't want to hear
Darcy's
about my
mom.
last ex-old
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you.
We'll talk about some of that fun
And
stuff
my,
later.
Darcy just got married last year to Scott Civic. They live in Simi Valley, thank you, Simi Valley, California, and they're very happy there. This is my partner, Leslie.
Hi, Leslie.
Hi, and I'm Leslie Bunton, and I was, let's see when I was born. Oh, I was born. I was born. No. June 25th, 1952, and I met Don in Independence, Oregon, in 1980.
And you guys are now living in...
We are now living in Quilcene, Washington, on the Olympic Peninsula.
And was you in the service?
Yes, I was in the Navy. I was in the Navy from 1957 to 1961. And that's about it, folks.
That's good. Because see, I didn't get the service part. I didn't have none of that. Okay, thank you.
Never make Leonard mad.
You're on.
It really comes back to haunt you.
I'm John Euteneier. I'm the son of John Euteneier. I was born in June of 1941. My dad was in the service in the Second World War. He lost his life in February of 1945. I have 4 children. The oldest is David Scott. He was born in 1960. I have a daughter, Beverly. She was born in 1962. Scott has 3 children. Beverly has 3 children and a stepdaughter. This is my wife, Peggy, and we were married December 28th, 1969. We have 2 children. The oldest is Jeffrey. He was born in 1974. And we have a son, Greg. He was born in 1976. I was in the title insurance business for 32 years and retired a year ago in May. I'm not old enough for Social Security and I'm unemployable. So there I am. And that's me. That's us.
That's it.
And we live just down the road
We do.
from Squaw Rock here, up on Chinook Pass.
Since we moved up here in 1983.
And Peggy, you are...
I'm
you're-
retired.
you're
Retired for the second time. So
Okay.
we're playing.
Something I wanted to get kind of clear here. John, you have 4 children,
Yes.
and then you and Peggy have 2, right?
2 of the 4.
2 of the 4.
2 of the 4. Okay.
Peggy is responsible for the last 2.
Jeff
Okay.
and Greg.
That's something I wasn't.
Right.
And all your kids live around here, or?
David Scott lives in Olympia. Beverly lives in Tacoma. And Jeff right now is in college in Ellensburg at Central. And Greg is in college at Georgetown in Washington, D.C.
And you didn't say your mother's name.
My mother's name was Sylvia Martin Renville.
Sylvia
Martin
Martin.
Euteneier Renville.
And is your mother still alive?
She's still living. And I have a stepsister, Maureen.
Which was here earlier today.
She was here earlier today. She was born in 1949.
Okay, John, your dad, John, was a brother to Fred, Lizzie, Clara, Hilda, and Frida, which come from Canada, Montana,
right,
to Riley
He was
City.
the second born.
He was second.
Right.
After Fred in age.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You start.
Do you want me to
We're
do
rolling.
this, or do you want her to do it?
Either way. You can,
Are you on? Pardon? Steph. I'm Jack Whitman. I'm the son of Clara Whitman and Don Whitman.
Quiet on the set.
This is my wife Venus. We've been married since July the 9th of 1994. This is my son Jason. He is the middle son. My stepson Isaac. My daughter-in-law Tina, who is married to my oldest son Wade. And this is Pam, Isaac's fiance, and our grandson Trenton James.
and you have, how many children do you have, Jack?
I have 3 sons, Wade, Jason, Keith, and stepson Isaac.
It's gonna be 4.
He went to West Valley.
And who's the blonde gal in front of you?
This is my mother. Thought I already said that.
You did.
You probably did. Okay.
Birthday, Jack?
Birthday,
Jack.
So what?
Say your birthday.
My birthday? August the 31st. I was born in 1960.
Okay. And this is the Whitmans. One set of.
Close up on this card.
Hey, we can do that here. We gotta go this way.
Jack was only 6 months old.
Okay, Jackson, we're recording.
There is one thing that I feel should be explained about the scar on my face right here.
Let's get up here a little closer. Which scar is that, Jack?
This scar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there's a few here on the eyebrows, and there's you know, with AIDS they kind of disappeared, but there were several scars. Mostly they're emotional scars, but there are some physical scars here also. And it should be explained that when I was 6 years old and Glenn was 16 years old, this is my cousin Glenn.
That's this Glenn.
Right there.
This one here, the big guy?
Yeah, the big guy.
Trying to ignore the whole
Yeah,
He chased me with a baseball bat until he ran me into a barbed wire fence. He showed absolutely no remorse during any of that time.
And he's lucky he ran into the barbed wire fence, because if I'd caught him with the baseball.
He'd be looking worse than this.
At the time, this is a story that I heard because I don't really remember. Glenn grabbed me up in his arms and he ran me to the house, and his dad was standing in the kitchen, if I remember the story right. And his dad smoked a pipe, and also he smoked cigarettes.
and he had one of each going at the same time. He was so shook up. And of course, Glenn really was shook up because he grabbed me and ran. I remember the run.
He did feel good.
The end.
You're on.
Okay, you're not going to ask questions. I'm just supposed to talk, right?
Who are you?
I'm Glenn Whitman. This is my wife, Vivian. I was born in the 21st of November, 1936. And you were born?
June 8th, 43.
43. My mother was Elizabeth Whitman, Elizabeth Euteneier Whitman, and she married Kenneth Whitman. What year? Do you remember?
34.
1934. Okay. They had 3 children, of which I'm the oldest, and they had Ron Whitman, who was born in 5 years after I was. 1941, right? Yeah, 1941. And Mike, when were you born?
Well, he can tell.
51. Okay, so that's the three brothers of and 3 sons of Elizabeth Whitman.
So your dad was Kenneth Whitman, which was a brother to
Don Whitman,
which
who
was
is a
Jack's,
husband to Clara Whitman, who is the mother and father of Jack Whitman, which makes us double cousins.
So that,
That is, I hate to admit it.
Well,
so that clears up the two. There's the Whitman-Euteneier reunion, but actually 2 sides of the Whitman family, correct? Which all goes back to relation on both sides.
Marrying 2 Euteneier.
Did I confuse you?
No.
2 Euteneiers married 2 Whitmans.
that's right. Yeah,
Very good.
that's what happened.
So if you and Vivian get a divorce, will you still be cousins?
We won't.
We'll still be sisters.
Okay.
We have 2 children who are not here today. Scott, who is 25, and Beth Ann, who is 23 years old. They're both off following their careers at this time.
And where do you guys live?
We live in Kennewick, Washington.
And what do you do?
I'm a high school teacher. I've been one for 29 years. And after this next year, I retire. And
You get one of those Social Security checks everybody's been talking about.
yeah, one of those. And Vivian is a preschool teacher. And she doesn't retire. She gets to keep working.
Yeah. That's why you get to retire early, huh?
Yeah. Right.
And she gets to work until you can get your Social Security check?
Well, I'll get it for a while. After a while, I'm doing fine.
And where do your kids live, Ron?
Scott lives in Kennewick, and Beth Ann lives in San Jose, California. So
And that about does it?
That about does it.
Okie dokie. Okay.
Is anybody here a lawyer?
A while ago, Jack got to tell his part of the story about the scar and the club. And that's kind of like Paul Harvey. Now we'll get the rest of the story. Why was you chasing him with a bat?
Because he provoked me. And he is lucky he ran into the fence and didn't let me catch him with the baseball bat.
I was 6 and you were 16.
That's right. And you were mean.
And I
Your
just
mommy didn't think so.
You made Dennis the Menace look like an angel.
And I just want everybody to look. Does this look like the kind of guy that
No, I figured it out.
somebody like this poor little guy here could provoke?
Let's stand up.
Yes.
Look at the lengths of these legs and this little. Come on.
I am standing.
Check this out.
I'm standing.
It's 6 and 16 here. You know, I mean. We're
Okay, and that's the rest of the story.
That's the rest of the
Glenn's not saying shit on camera, so we're out of here. Go for it.
All right. I'm Mike Whitman. This is my wife Colleen. I'm the youngest son of Ken and Lizzie Whitman, Lizzie Euteneier. And Colleen and I have been married since 1977. We had our 20th anniversary this year.
All right.
We have 3 kids. Michelle is 26. Matthew, who's 19, and Kristen, who's 17. We lived in the Sela area most of our married life.
And you're living in Sela now?
East Sela.
East Sela.
The other side of the river.
And you're working in Sela?
Yeah, I'm Treetop.
And
Colleen works for the school district.
Okay.
Say something, Colleen. Speak up.
You're doing a good job. Keep up.
And you're the youngest one. Ron is your oldest brother.
Glenn's my oldest. Ron's my older.
And Ron isn't here today.
No, he couldn't make it.
So we'll take it. Well, here, this can be a picture. Ron, he wasn't here.
That's about what he'd say anyway if he was here, right?
This is Ron here sitting next to Colleen.
Yeah.
All right. That's
I want to get this on record that when Glenn used to try to terrorize me and hold me by my heels up above the banister with must have been a 60-foot drop.
I'm a witness to that. I used to say, drop him, drop him.
I'll bet you did, John. He'd sit there, he'd start off by holding me by the knee, and then, my hands are slipping, my hands are slipping. And then pretty soon he'd have me by the ankle.
And Lizzie'd be down at the bottom and say, don't drop it.
Don't drop it.
Well, we could get enough here. I think I could take this video to a good attorney.
I think so. I think I got a suit.
Man language.
If we jack me and Ron, I think we got a class action suit going.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
Oh no, this is the age of the
See that if you
Joe was like, it was the silver legacy for, I think it was 158.
Look at that, we got our name on the reader board and they even spelled it right.
It's short.
Well, I need another beer.
Yes.
No, it was that 2, I think.
Feeling it.
Yeah, they couldn't take the pressure.
One, Bill.
1, yeah. What is it, 1 to 3? We have 1?
Yeah, Bill.
We didn't have 1?
We had 3 and then I made it 2. So it's 5-2, I think. Now.
9 to 2?
5-2.
5 to 2.
Still in the game. There we go! Yes!
Right. You're right in there.
Four points, baby.
4, hey, that helps.
6-5.
Okay, that other thing about it.
Okay, now we're going to get it out here.
There you go, Wayne.
Hey, we had a good spot.
There.
There's the bed in Auntie Irene's motorhome, just having a snooze. Brand new motorhome. Here's the cook. Here's the cook. Camp cook. Got the bacon gravy or the sausage gravy going on and biscuits in the oven.
Biscuits on the table.
Biscuits on the table.
Put in. Turn the oven on. So.
Here we are, Sunday morning. Everybody's just bright-eyed.
Hello, Mark.
Guys out there having their session.
Fine, thanks. I hear you've got that new baby up here.
You have Mark in your video?
Have Mark in the video. Just got the baby. There's Daddy.
That's what I heard.
Getting ready for breakfast over
Are you
here.
getting any sleep?
Well, I am.
Here we are trying to swat the bees away so we can eat our breakfast and not have them get it all. Everybody's fanning.
They're after the meat.
I'll give my, go ahead.
Well, I decided to get the meat for this room. Did you eat, honey?
Not you, honey. Cool.
Cool.
No.
I don't eat a lot of breakfast. Mainly a banana. They had a Walmart and I'd never been to one. Oh!
Says, no, I don't drink coffee, and just calm down.
Picture that baby
Grant.
hitting some of that watermelon schnapps there.
We're about ready to have a cigarette here in a minute.
I don't think so.
You're going to have coffee and cigarette.
I don't think so.
That hammock of yours has really gotten to work out this weekend.
You seen it?
Yeah, that's good.
What do you got?
I'm looking for, I missed
It's always marble.
I missed a square Tupperware container with,
That leaves me quiet for ugly people. Is that what
Yeah,
you
you know, they're really poor judge of characters. Really poor. I mean, they look what they'll go do.
Yeah. I got trust.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Just one general stand.
One grandpa to it. Everybody's packing up. She just stands in the sun so she can get warm.
You can't sit in that one. I'm sitting in this one. You better not sit on me. Get out of my
Tell her to get out of your chair. Did you bring that with you?
What?
The chair. No, but it's your chair.
We're packing up. No, it won't. Hello.
Hey, how come you're not out playing hoops?
Cuz?
Huh?
Cuz?
Did you get that coffee to your mom all right?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. Squaw Rock. Hello. I'm taking the pictures right now. So, keep on with this.
Yeah, you look at the thing
Yeah, no more fun
out.
When he gets feeling better, he's going to tape something on you. It ain't going to be.
Winding down. Everybody's getting ready to go home. This is Leonard's son Mark and his wife Shauna and our new grandbaby Michaela. Leanne Whitman, born May 1st.
Are you trying to hide from the camera, Dina?
Yeah, I am.
Did everybody have a good time?
Great
I think this
Huh?
might fit Tyler. Yeah?
We're gonna do it again next year? Alright.
Yeah, there you go.
Put that foot in that shoe.
I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it.
Me?
And then I guess if you just heat it down. Oh, this is
What are you trying? Here's a latecomer. Derek, Carol, my son. Oh, decide where we want to do this next year.
And if they're open, let's go.
Yeah, and if they're open.
It's got nice, huh, Mom?
By the river. There's the cabins. That's Glenn.
Somebody needs a room there or whatever.
motel instead of, we'd rather have that than a cabin.
Everybody, worries about the road. Now you're away from the road. Yeah, this is the...
Spinach between my teeth there. Spinach between your teeth? Let me get a good picture of that. Huh? Did you have fun?
Yeah, having a great time.
Huh?
Great time.
Yeah, just reserve all 9 of these along here, and those guys reserve whatever they want, and then
And you guys will get your motel.
yeah,
I
I'll
think some
reserve
of
the
these are
motels, and then
If we can get this one here, Peggy,
we get our motor
if we can get this spot here, let's take it
Boy,
too.
that would sure be nice. wouldn't
Yeah.
it? What number is that one?
Seal that off.
Well, it would be, it'll be 27, and there's one right next to it. Ow!
If you not have all on.
And then I think we ought to get a
I know, I saw you stop and visit over here for a while.
Everybody's just getting ready to pull out. 1997 reunion over.
Bye.
Bye, Jack. This is Mike and Colleen's daughter, Michelle. Hi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I don't want
They don't like each other.
My battery's getting low.
One car and one in the other car.
That's nice, yes. James, what are your cameras?
Battery's getting low. Ken and Dina pulling out.